The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pegasin, has suspended its nationwide strike. Pegasin President Osifo Festus announced the suspension at a press conference in Abuja. He explained that the decision followed a meeting with the National Security Advisor and the management of Dangote Refinery. He stressed that the association suspended the strike in good faith despite lingering dissatisfaction with the post of the resolution, but rather warned that Pegasin will resume the industrial action without notice if Dangote Refinery fails to honor to the agreement. Earlier on Wednesday, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Dingardi, confirmed that the industrial dispute had been resolved. In a communique, the minister said unionization was a legal right of workers that must be respected. He also announced that Dangote Group would reassign over 800 disengaged workers to its subsidiaries without the loss of pay. But the big question on dialogue today is, have we truly seen the end of this rift between the only major refinery owned by a Nigerian and the oil union? And should such actions not lead to less persons not ready to invest in the country, and also not to be disturbed by unionization? And also, is Dangote Refinery right to have removed Nigerian workers and replaced them with foreigners, as alleged by the union? Well, this and more is what this edition of Dialogue is all about. And we're analyzing the Dangote Refinery rift with oil union. And that's what we're having as a major one. We're analyzing the rift between Dangote Refinery and also the different oil union. Well, to help us really look at this rift and see whether it has finally been resolved, and also help us analyze the issue that concerns this unending drama, if you allow me to put it that way, between Dangote Refinery and those major critical stakeholders in the oil sector. I'm being joined by no other person but Chief Olori Magege, the public affairs analyst, and also our chieftain of the All Progressive Congress. Good morning and welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Well, I just want us to go straight into it. Now, the announcement of the suspension was made, like I said, yesterday by Festus Osifo, who is Pegasin president, and also major critical stakeholders in the TUC, Trade Union Congress of Nigeria. Now, in the communique, he said both. I'll just rather go to what he said. He said both the government and the refinery management could not fully clarify some of the gray areas that are in that very agreement. But, like he emphasized, we will resume the industrial action without notice if Dangote Refinery fails to honor the agreement, which makes me a bit curious to ask, do you feel we'll finally come to the resolution of this conflict, or do you also feel that this very agreement will not hold water and it will go the way of previous agreements that only ended up in more problems coming up at the end? Because he's telling us now, if Dangote does not honor, there's every tendency that they will go back to the strike.
Osifo is bluffing.
Excuse me?
Osifo, Pegasin, is bluffing.
Bluffing, you say?
Bluffing. Dangote has moved from being a private business to becoming a precious, protected national asset. Go back 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago. Forever queues.
In our filling stations.
In our filling stations. Prices going up and down like a yo-yo. And this man came, and we have four refineries. Eleme, Port Harcourt, Warri, Kaduna, all dead. And the Pegasins are the workers there. The Pegasins are the workers in those refineries. They didn't make that an issue. Reviving those refineries are not the problems of Pegasin. Our Pegasin staff, colleagues, Pegasin members are going home with 120 billion naira every month. Working in a refinery that does not produce one drop of petrol. One drop of petrol. Yet they are going there to the refinery to resume work every day. It's like you being a driver of a dead truck. It's parked there rotting away. Every morning you go down there, you gauge the tire. That's already down. And then you go inside the cabin of the truck, pretending to be driving it. At the end of the month, the owner who didn't have the coin to fire you will pay you salary. And the owner has been paying you salary for the past 10, 15 years. Every month, without fail, with all your benefits. How will you feel about that? That's legacy for you. Not working 120 billion every month, not producing one drop of kerosene for the past 10 years. And we are clapping for them because federal government lacks the courage, political will, to do what is needed. So they think again they can spoil the private sector. Dangote is a private businessman. Of course, we have shares in Dangote.
Yeah.
Federal government has 5%.
Stake.
Yes, 5% shares in Dangote. So I have a stake, you have a stake, everybody has a stake in it. But Dangote is a national asset because it solved a problem that the entire federal government could not solve. It brought a refinery to Nigeria, saving us a lot of foreign exchange.
Yeah, that would have been lost on account.
Are you surprised now that our foreign earnings have gone up? Our balance of trade is now positive.
Yeah.
It's because of Dangote. So you are now wanting to take them for a ride. You want to unionize. And you want to dictate to them how they unionize. That's all right. And every employee there signed a contract of non-unionization with Dangote before they were employed. How do you change the contract midway? How? You resign. Go and look for another job. So let's look at the agreement.
Okay, no, yeah, because it will not be fair in our discussion if we do not look at the lingering issues. And the lingering issues, just like you've raised out, is still the issue of unionization.
Yes.
Now, if you go to Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, it gives a right to anyone to join any union of their choice.
Yeah.
It is right there, which seems to be a lingering issue now as it concerns this. So, would it not be out of place if you say they don't have the right to join the union? Does it not make any sense? Because they need to be also in the union if they choose to. It's part of their constitutional rights.
Not when you have already abdicated that right. At the
Before
point
you
of
were
employment, yes. At the point of employment, you said you are not going to join the union. Then you go in and want to join the union. That's not the way things are done. So by abdicating that right,
Yes.
at the point of engagement, that thing is lost. That thing is lost. Because the business must have planned, must have included that term in the contract in their plans.
Okay.
So that is the point.
Okay.
And I have no sympathy for Pegasus. Personally, I don't. I'm a union man. I'm a unionist.
Yeah.
But I don't have sympathy for them. And the reasons are various. Every drop of oil stolen in Nigeria, a member of Pegasus is involved. Because the valves are operated by Pegasus staff.
Okay.
The valves that open the flow of either gas or crude, they are all operated by Pegasus staff. And the stealing, the stuff going on until 1033 was employed. You can't convince me that Pegasus, if it's not culpable, it does not know who are the thieves. How well has he done to help us in curbing oil theft in Nigeria? How? Because unionism is not just about the welfare of your members. The welfare of your members also is tied to the ongoing survival of the business. If the business collapses, just like the refineries now, If the refinery had been private business, refineries in the Nigerian refineries,
the 4 non-functional refineries.
Yes, they would have been laid off. So you are cutting your nose to spite your face. If you continue to think of killing the business
to save the workers.
You can't do that.
Because where would the pay come from to pay?
Yes. Again, Dangote exports distilled fuel, refined product. So it has unlimited market. So it's not tied to Nigerian market per se. But because of the naira for crude oil
deal,
he is bound to supply the Nigerian market. But he has reserves. He has tanks that they could reserve. So if Pegasen stops them from selling for 4 or 5 days, let's see what happens in the public.
Well,
let's happen in the market.
We'll not pray it comes to that, because we will always be at the receiving end.
Yes.
I'm talking about ordinary Nigerians. But anyway, you raised something up that I want us to look at, because you talked about unionization and you talked about being a union man.
Yes.
But this now brings to bear the issue of union. Has it been helpful to Nigerians or not? Because the reason I'm asking, because many are already questioning the motive of Pegasen. The Nigerian Union of Teachers do not force private teachers to be part of the union. The Nigerian Union of Journalists will not also force persons that are working in the private sector to come and be a member of the NUJ. So my question is, many people would say some of the difficulties we seem to have as a people is the issue of union. Even in our local term, go to somewhere like Ogeli for one, they have a whole lot of different unions that they feel have not been really helpful to the existence of business in this local environment. So let's come to the issue of union. Has union truly helped, or has it also been detrimental to our very survival?
If the union is offering services to the people, like the Agbero Union, you see them by the motor park shouting, Agege, Agege, Wario, Ugele, one, remaining one. They are ready service, organizing the flow of movement,
and traffic.
to and fro. They're organizing their park. So for that, they will be paid. But when at the gantry of the refinery, a tanker that loads fuel, gets to a point and he pays 50,000 naira per load to somebody who has not provided any service whatsoever. No service whatsoever. That is very worrisome, because at the end of the day, that 50,000 naira it goes into the price of the fuel.
Of course it does.
That is an issue that bothers us. The Pegasen members, for instance, are paid salary from the federal government or the various companies that engage them. To control the drilling, the storage, the purification, everything of that. For which they are paid. They don't own the oil, they don't own the gas, they don't own the pipeline. And you have a quarrel with somebody, a customer. You have a quarrel with a customer because Dangote is a customer of NNPC. You have a quarrel with him. The only thing that you don't have, the oil and the gas, you go and lock it. Say, you cannot buy this good from. Are you the owner of the oil? Are you the owner of the gas? You can withdraw your services. You can say, well, I'm not going to work for you again. You can picket at the gate, but you cannot use the product that the man buys. The man has contracted
and paid for.
You cannot say you won't supply him because you are not the owner of that good.
Okay, we'll come to that very issue, but I want us to still remain with the issue of the 800 workers, because on Monday, Pegasen also brought out a circular alleging that one of the reasons that they went to picket the NNPCL and the mainstream and downstream regulatory commission was the issue of Dangote sacking 800 workers and replacing them with 2,000 Indian workers. I want you to react to that. Is that not enough to bring out the feeling of, well, he's not patriotic enough?
Look,
I want you to react to
yes,
this.
you and I are sufficiently educated to know that foreigners don't get employed and move into the country overnight.
Most certainly.
First and foremost, Dangote will have engaged the services of a consultant in foreign land who advertise, interview, series of interview, then process their papers through the immigration before they get the visa to come into Nigeria and the type of visa to work.
Yeah.
That can be done within the time that Dangote
disengage
people.
Workers.
That shows to me that that process has been ongoing before this crisis. And you don't engage 2,000 people.
So there's no point Pegasin tying it to this very issue.
You don't engage 2,000 people for 800 persons now. You start 800 persons and you're engaging 2,000. Does that make any sense? And you're talking of salary increase, you are disturbed by unionization. Don't forget that Dangote is an international company, the refinery. There may be some stakeholders. I don't know. I'm just supposing that there may be some Indian stakeholders who say, well, for our investment in your company,
we need
you to engage so many persons from our country. But to say that you remove 800 and at a one swell fall, you engage 2,000, you brought them into the country. Are we kids? That's not the way you test a dummy. That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, well, anyways, we're not really talking to dummies but Nigerians on this issue. And that's why we're looking at the present rift between Dangote Refinery and Pegasin and other oil unions that seems to feel indifferent about the recent happenings happening in the Dangote Refinery. We're looking at that rift that was ended yesterday, perceived to be ended yesterday, especially judging with the utterance of Pegasin president. I'm talking about Festus Ufilfo, saying it is not a total halt, but rather more like a suspension for the now. Because if, and I repeat, if Dangote does not stick to the agreement as being agreed upon by them and the union, they might really go back to the strike. But anyway, we're not striking it out. We're still with it, and that's why we're discussing about it. And like I said, we still have no other person but Chief Olori Magege helping out with the discussion. Now, let me come back to you now. You raised up something that really it's a bit annoying to Nigerians, and is the issue of picketing of the NNPCL, stopping the flow of crude, and not just only that, the midstream and downstream regulatory commission by Pegasin on Monday. Now, this even prompted a judge, and we're talking about Justice Emmanuel, to call of the industrial court, or in that very on Monday in Abuja, to say, well, your action is wrong, and it will put a whole lot of damage on the free flow of petrol and indeed hamper the economy greatly. Now, I want us to remain there because this is a country that we've lost flight of foreign direct inflow in the last 8 years. It has been consistent in our fall or our loss of foreign direct investment into the country. We've seen major superstores closing shop, even in Delta State here,
Yes.
and leaving the shores of this country. And yet we find Mr. President shuttling all over the globe trying to get foreign direct investment into the country. Now, looking at what transpired on Monday and the picketing of this very regulatory commission to stop Dangote from going, we do know that there are already plans on the way for more persons to invest in refinery. Do you see this as a big stumbling block to make them have a rethink of coming to Nigeria, whereby the union controls the day and not you doing your business as usual?
Well, you see, this is one of the enabling or disenabling environment factor in the economic environment. The rule that applies to a booming economy cannot be the same that applies to a dying economy.
Okay.
We are a beggar nation,
Yes.
begging for foreigners to bring their hard-earned savings to Nigeria
invest.
and invest. But when we look at these when we look at these companies, foreign companies in particular, We always think that it's Nigerian government that gave them money to establish in Nigeria. No. They brought their own money, hard income into Nigeria to engage in business in Nigeria. They always have the option of doing that in their country or going somewhere else that is more welcoming. Now, you come and don't forget, Dangote is $20 billion business, enterprise. Yeah. $20 billion. And you bring, and most of it is by debt. Yeah. Yeah. And the man is struggling day and night to service the debts while also making a little profit for himself.
To keep the company afloat.
Yes, as an ongoing business. And then somebody comes from the corner because you say, come and work for me, so at the end of the day, I pay you something for which you can take care of yourself and your family. You can take care of your responsibility. And the person now comes in and says, no, I am going to tell you how you are going to run this company. How about you having a houseboy in your house? Well, this is no different. It's service we are talking about. Who tells you, Oga, you can't have this breakfast here, this type of breakfast here. I can only give you 2 dodo. I can only give you 2 spoons of rice. You can't eat in your own house. You pay for the rice, you pay for the dodo, you pay for him, his salary. How will you feel about it? Is it not annoying? Unionism is okay when the individual is talking about not only himself, about things that he needs to motivate himself to improve the worth of the company, the lot of the company, not just himself. Listen, when a business employs, he thinks of how the capacity of the company, vis-a-vis the number of persons he employs, vis-a-vis the income he's expecting to generate. They are all tied together. And they are tied into the salary, the amount of salary. So when you pay salaries that you cannot support, the company is going under. So, Osifo's statement that there are gray areas. That agreement they have with Dangote, that is no agreement. What's the agreement there? The 800 persons remain suspended from the refinery. Oh. They remain suspended from the refinery. They are not staff of the refinery. Although they remain staff of the Dangote group, which means somebody who is living in Lagos because he's employed in a refinery in Lagos can be moved to Kogi cement factory, can be moved to Ukpila, can be moved to Apapa port at the rice mill, a flour mill, and all that. You can be transferred to a place where there will be no union. There is no union there. The comfort that made you to choose refinery is no longer there. Your family probably that you've moved to Lagos because of the refinery, they are stuck in Lagos. Whereas you are in Abajan, how do they call that place?
Abajana.
Abajana. Abajana. Huh? Where you are exposed to banditry. How will you feel?
So you feel is a loss-loss situation for the workers?
Oh, yeah, loss now. That's no agreement. And you say unionization. You are free to unionize, yes. But who said they must join Pengasi? Must it be Pengasi?
No, that's why I asked that question initially. Because we have the Nigerian Union of Journalists. Even the Nigerian Union of Teachers.
Yes.
They have government run schools, teachers, they're in the union.
Yes.
But private teachers
don't go there.
They don't.
You say with ASU.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what they are doing. But let me advise Osifo if he's listening to this. We are seeing possible prescription of Pegasi and OPEC. We may go back to the Abacha era, where Abacha prescribed them because he says they are not useful. Just causing confusion. What X everybody is the 4 dead refineries. Don't forget, in 2006 or 7 or thereabout, Dangote wanted to buy Port Harcourt Refinery.
Yes.
Pegasus was the one that started the campaign against it, that forced Dangote to collect his money from the federal government. With benefit of hindsight now, what do you think that would have been? If Dangote had bought that refinery, how would it look like today now? Would we have gone through this harrowing experience of fuel shortages, and gas queues? Same Pegasus that forced Dangote away from that purchase.
Now, do you feel there's a double standard in all of this? Because I could still remember in July of this very year, NLC itself, which Pegasus is an affiliate of, came out to say that they are not comfortable with our 4 moribund refineries not in use, undermining billions and billions of dollars have been put into it. And they came out on air to criticize. I could still remember, it should be 25th day of July of this year. But they never picket anything.
Yeah.
So do you feel there's a double standard on those of the government and those of the private sector? Do you feel these unions seems to be more scared of those in state control rather than in private hands? Because they are double standard here. Now they've gone to picket Dangote, but they never went to picket any of the refineries on account of
being moribund.
Or moribund.
Yes, because Dangote has broken a myth.
A myth.
Yes, has broken the myth that no refinery can work in Nigeria. That's the myth that he has broken. So many people have come to establish refineries. The conditions was not favorable, they left. But Dangote has broken the myth. If you look, Dangote was weeping on television last year or 2 years ago when the federal government was putting so many stumbling blocks.
And we're talking about the era of Malam Kyari.
Yes,
at NNPC.
yes, at NNPC. Who is a member of Pegasus? Because Pegasus is a union of all senior staff.
Senior staff, yes, senior staff, you're right.
So, they were making life so unbearable for the man, and the man was crying. He made a statement that his friend told him that, why are you investing in this country? Go somewhere else where you'll be welcome. And the friend told him, didn't I tell you? So when it has become so painful for a Nigerian to invest in Nigeria, that's something to worry about. Pegasus and Nupeng have become the Gbege of the oil sector. They don't come up with anything that will move the industry forward. Even if you are sucking milk from a place, won't you allow that person to eat so that he can produce more milk? Dangote is not up to 2 years in operation.
Yeah. It was May 2023 was when it was commissioned.
Yes. And when it was commissioned, it still started producing immediately. It took some time to get on stream.
Yes.
And now you are making life very difficult for this guy. You didn't even say, come, my friend, we are very grateful. We will unionize your workers. But without these stringent conditions that we use with our moribund industries, with the federal government, because you are a private sector, we'll give you a more suitable condition. We will help you to discipline your staff. We will bring discipline to them. None of that. Make money, check off every month, that you don't give account to.
Okay, now let's come to the issue of the moribund refineries, which is more of a concern. Because you totally agree with me that if we have even 2 out of the 4 existing with Dangote on stream, the competition will be there, which will in every way be favorable to us because it will definitely chop down the price. Now let's look at, in your own honest assessment, we spend billions and billions of dollars. The last one we heard was that of the Port Harcourt Refinery, which everybody was excited that will definitely come on stream. We saw it function for maybe a week or two, and as it stands now, we're not hearing anything anymore. So my question is, in your own honest assessment, as a concerned Nigeria, as an elder statesman, why is it that it's now becoming more like a rich man going through the eye of the needle, or rather a camel going through the eye of the needle, that we cannot really get these refineries back on stream? We cannot get even a single drop of fuel or kerosene, like you said, from these refineries. What seems to be the problem?
What you call operation of the Port Harcourt Refinery for a week or two.
Yes.
Wasn't operation. They imported fuel into the tank.
Well, as alleged.
As alleged, and that's what they are telling.
We did not get evidence of that.
Why did they stop?
Oh, okay. Let's not discuss about that. But let's return back to the
It's
question.
all game. Game. It's a cabal. Fuel subsidy cabal. If fuel is not available in Nigeria, we must import. And when we import all kinds of qualities. The ones that will pollute the air and kill all of us, and on and on and on. Do we even import them from abroad? We import them from one island, somewhere. I forgot the name of the island. Maybe you remember. That's where Nigerians buy the fuel from. They buy from poor quality from foreign country. They send them to that island where they further add additives to improve the quality somehow. The additives become dangerous in itself, and they bring them to Nigeria. And NNPC itself, by this same Pegasus, will test the fuel and declare them to be suitable. All these things didn't come out until Dangote came on stream. During the crisis with Dangote, NNPC and Dangote, when Dangote said, show us where you are testing this your fuel. You are not testing your fuel anywhere. You don't even have the facilities to test any fuel. This is a threat to the cabal. Dangote is exposing them one after the other. Dangote bought 10,000 trucks, whereas the entire trucks of the peg is 2,000. That means 10,000 drivers.
Yes.
At the very minimum. At the very minimum.
That will be employed.
That will be employed. He wants to break that monopoly of the pen. He also wants to control total delivery of his product right to the filling station. This doesn't go well with the cabal. There was a group that took him to task recently that equalization. What does equalization mean? The tanker that delivers to Warri, that is close to the refinery, pays more than the charges should be. So that the difference is used,
augmented.
Will augment the one that is going to Kano or going. That is equalization. Dangote said, no, my trucks are doing the trip. My trucks are carrying my product. So what equalization am I going to pay? I pay to who? And that money was in trillions. Trillions of naira. That is the kind of money that goes in, that disappears in fuel subsidy. So it's Dangote that broke the fuel subsidy. Yeah. Let's face it. It's Dangote that broke the fuel subsidy. And all those that have been put out of work are not happy.
So you feel they are fighting back?
They are fighting back.
Through the unions?
Through the unions. They are fighting back through the unions.
Do you see a foreign coloration in all of this? Because since Dangote came on stream, we know that about 2 or 3 refineries has closed in Belgium. Do you see a foreign hand also as a part of this perceived cabal that you stated?
If there's any foreign, if there's any foreign hand in it, that act that foreigners will come to Nigeria to use Nigerians, to fight Nigerians. We have a word for it, on patriotism. On patriotism. And we must deal with it. And if it's in Pegasus, then Pegasus should be proscribed. If it's in the pen, it should be prescribed. Wherever it is, it should be prescribed.
Now, sir, let's come back to the issue of Dangote controlling the full channel from production to distribution and down to retail consumers themselves. Now, what most of these unions, especially in Peng, raised earlier last month was the issue of monopoly. They feel putting it in the hands of one man will make him, or make us dance to his dictates. Would it be right he has the full monopoly of production down to distribution and to the eventual consumers using it? Will it not be a monopoly itself? Is it right for business?
I don't think it's right for Nigerians to be queuing on forever at the filling station. But if it requires a monopoly bigger than Dangote, for fuel to get to the filling station, for you and I to fill our car and go to wherever we want to go to at the time we want to go to. So baby, was there no time when we had a monopoly of queues at the filling station? Were we enjoying it?
No.
And somebody comes up and says, no more of this, no more of this. I'll give you the fuel. And he's not giving it also for free of charge. We buy it. We smile buying it. Quality fuel. To me, my nightmare is to go back to the era of fuel queue. I want to be able to control myself. And part of my controlling myself is to be free to do whatever I want to do at the time I want to do it at my own pleasure. I'm not having to spend time now to go to filling station, to spend hours. And somebody did that. I won't even clap for him for 2-3 years before we start giving him trouble. And that's not fair. That's not fair. And don't forget, Dangote is not only in the refinery. Yeah. Dangote is in cement. Why are they not picketing him in cement?
But that's where the question lies. They feel he also controls the cement. That's why the cement will never come down. And if we give him an avenue to do that in the petrol industry, then we might just be shooting ourselves in the foot.
Why are they not picketing the cement factory? Where is Elephant Cement? I folded up. All because of one subsidy hidden here. The man is saying, buy if you want to buy. If you don't want to buy, go somewhere else. It will be a monopoly if he's forcing everybody to buy only Dangote fuel, only Dangote diesel, only Dangote, what's the name of the fuel? Jet fuel. It's not. People are still importing fuel. There's still importation of fuel, but there's no subsidy. There is no subsidy. That is the difference. There's no subsidy. You want to drive, you want to fill your car and drive through Warri 24 hours aimlessly. Up to you if you have the money. People are now very careful how they allocate their fuel
consumption.
Dangote is saying, please leave me alone to do my business. Leave me alone. First, he's buying oil, crude oil from Nigeria. Not in dollars, in naira. Huh? Yeah. Naira for
crude oil, naira swap deal.
Are you surprised that our naira has stabilized and is appreciating? Just within the time that Dangote came on stream. I don't know Dangote from Adams. I don't know him from Adams. But I'm looking at the refinery and how it has changed our economic life. That is what matters to me. That's it.
Okay, now let's look at another major matter and a discussion that seems to also be geared towards the issue of his refinery, and it's the issue of him delivering directly to the filling station. Now, he bought CNG trucks, which are gas dependent, and which will be far more cheaper than the fuel and the diesel. In every way means that the cost in taking them from the different refineries, or rather his refinery, to the end product will be a bit cheaper than what is now being run in our usual way, with all of that ticketing that used to be. Now, do Do you in the future, I'm just being a bit futuristic, do you see the price of petrol coming down to maybe 600, 500 naira in the coming months?
The price is already coming down. It was 1,006 when he
came on stream.
When he came on stream. I bought yesterday or 2 days ago, 890. That's a substantial drop.
Different.
From 1,006, with all the inconveniences. We're not even talking of the money now. We're not talking of the price.
We're talking about the availability.
Yeah, the availability, the time you spend in the filling station. So, just driving in, just the little time you spend there is where you put in your card into the ATM, their machine, and boom, you're off. This, you see, the fuel price is going to be coming down. That is for sure. As it's coming down. Because even the price itself is under a regulatory body. Yeah. It's not Dangote that sits down on his own.
To put the price.
No. There are various indices that are followed to determine the price. And as he's improving in his efficiency in production and delivery, the price will come down. One, the man controls the production. He controls the delivery. He controls the selling point. He wants to have his own filling stations where he will be selling
directly
to
consumers.
And it's not stopping anybody. All these people who are making this noise everywhere, they are afraid of competition. There has never been competition in the oil industry. Those who are crying that Dangote is going to be a monopolist are themselves the monopolists. They are the one monopolizing, not Dangote. So, but whatever it is, let's wait till it becomes a monopolist. That will solve that problem.
Now, do you see more persons coming in and also having their own refineries and also charting the way, just like Dangote seems to have charted the way? Do you see others taking the cue and coming and investing in Nigeria?
Yeah, you see,
anytime soon.
Refineries are very, very expensive business.
That I do know. But don't we have Nigerians that have the no weeder?
Not with Pegasin now, not with Pegasin. The environment is not cordial enough. If Dangote has not been a very powerful, rugged individual, these 800 persons that he is now moving to another of his subsidiary, if he had no other subsidiary, he would have been grounded. If he had no cement factory there and other businesses where these people, the 800 people, can be assimilated,
like
reassigned to, there will be no agreement. There will be no agreement. I drop my hat to the Minister of Labour. This is a very smart way.
Of dealing with the issue.
Of dealing with the issue. Your problem is you don't want your members
to
go. Yes. Dangote. Send them to wherever. You have many businesses. 800 assimilation will not be any problem. What I foresee is Dangote moving people from his subsidiaries back into the refinery and moving these guys into them. That's what I suspect that will happen. And there will be peace. Nothing has changed.
So do you see a lasting peace at the end of the day?
I see proscription of Pegasin and the pen. Because the more problems you give to Dangote, the angrier people will become. You need to read comments on social media. You need to hear radio stations. You need to read newspapers.
And watch TV because you are also expressing your anger.
Yes. This is not good. This is not good. Can't you say, well, if you are not going to unionize me, I leave in my job. I don't want to work for you again. That's a decision you can make. That's a decision you can make. I read one of his engineers, one of Dangote engineers, among the picketing people, who said he was being paid 400,000 naira a month as an engineer. He works 12, 13 hours a day. And after tax, he gets 200,000. Now, an allowance has been increased from 1,000 to 54,000, although lumped together. You are earning 400,000 naira and you are complaining. Do you know how many Nigerians will want to take 400,000 naira a month? In this condition that we are in. I'm an executive assistant to the governor. Do I get half of that money? What's the salary of a governor? What's the salary of President
It's 600,000.
And you're getting 400,000 naira, you are complaining, you want to unionize, you want to become an expatriate in Nigeria. Now, the era of Gary, NNPC, man, that one is gone. And they better start to tighten their belt, Pegasus. Because worst time is coming for them. How well they've made losses enough. Federal government should immediately commence transferring all those refinery staff to various ministries. So we know there's nobody in the refinery that is going there apart from security men and rats to improve efficiency. How can you be burning 120 billion every month to people who are not working? How? What for? Is that efficiency? It's not.
Now, let's come to the part of government. Time is not a friend, and we will soon definitely be ending this. Now, let's come to the part of government. You spoke highly of the Minister of Labour in putting this beautiful idea into place to end all of this unnecessary rift.
Even if it's temporarily.
Even if it's temporary, as been stated by Osifo. But let's look at it. What do you feel the government should do now to help safeguard Dangote Refinery from this unusual and unnecessary interference, but also see to save face as it concerns the Nigerian workers on account of this?
Nigerian workers.
Because, like you said, this is just temporary. Mm-hmm. It might really fall apart very soon.
There is nothing they can do to Dangote. Dangote is a very smart businessman. He knows the economy, he knows the environment more than you and I, more than the government. And he has the cash. He has the money to influence the outcome of elections. And that's what politicians fear most. Somebody who has the money to make you or make you. So he has the political clout
to weather the storm.
To protect his refinery. And he realizes too that Nigerians love him. He realizes that. When he goes on television and starts crying, and all of us started crying with him. The man is a master PR, master strategist. And I'm not afraid that anybody can, any Pegasus on the peg or whatever, can do the thing. I am not afraid of that. What government should do, as far as I'm concerned, is to call the unions to order. Era of freebies is gone. Era of holding companies to ransom to the point where they pack and go is over. We must grow Nigeria. We must develop Nigeria. And we must make sacrifices. Big salaries of Shell, where Shell was paying Nigerian expatriates in dollars, it's gone. Where is Shell? Is Shell still here now? That era is gone. So, federal government should start very serious moves to resuscitate our more refineries. And here I will appeal to my boss, Governor Beregodi. Let's buy the Warri refinery. The expertise to pull that refinery back is in Pegasus. The expertise to repair it is in Pegasus. Award the contract to Pegasus. They will do it. They will finish that place within 3-4 months. After all, when these foreign companies come, is it not Pegasus staff that are engineers in the various companies, engineers in this refinery that they use to install something? There is enough expertise among Pegasus staff to fix the refineries. So I will appeal to His Excellency Oberewori. Buy the refinery from federal government as scrap value.
Oh, come on.
Scrap value.
Come on.
I am a Delta. I always fight for my home now. Scrap value. Scrap value and start building it. We may not employ 100 persons, but if it's 400 persons we employ there, and we'll eliminate the Gbege and the Debe, we are moving forward. Because if we must address the issue of unemployment, we must put on our thinking cap and be creative. We can't allow that investment in Warri Refinery to go to decay. We must be seen to be doing something. Maybe again we can even go into partnership with Dangote. Come and help us rehabilitate this Warri Refinery for us.
With your expertise.
With your expertise, yes. And then whatever we produce there, you take 50, we take 50. If we that factory, that Warri, will become an affiliate of Dangote. And we better hurry before the Rivers people will overcome their crisis and call Dangote to do the same thing. Or Kaduna will call Dangote to come and do it. We better hurry over, hurry quickly, and invite him down to do it. Take over the Warri Refinery.
Well, anyways, I would really say would love to continue on this discussion, but indeed time is not a friend. My PD is already giving me the signal that we've been talking for close to an hour now. And well, anyway, it's always interesting when we talk about issues that come.
She is unionized against me.
Well, I'll put your mind at rest. Nobody on Atlantic TV is in any union, so be rest assured of that. Well, we need to thank you so much, and I'm talking of no other person but Chief Olori Magege. For really coming and adding your voice to this growing issue and concern, which seems to be really affecting a whole lot of Nigerians. Because, like you said, we will not want to return to the days of long queues and issues of unadulterated fuel, substandard fuel being imported to the country. All of that will be put to an end if we allow this very refinery function and function optimally. But I really need to thank you so much, Chief Olori Magege, for adding your voice to this. No matter you are so busy, when we call on you, you're always eager and willing to add your voice to the growth of the nation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, anyway, it's more like a wrap for us on our dialogue. Well, but you know, it never ends here. We'll need your reactions, your comments, and also your contribution to every discourse we have on dialogue. And be rest assured, all our discussions are geared into finding solutions. Be it state, federal, or even local issues, we'll always be doing that. But I also implore you to still remain because the news will come around the hour. Well, anyway, trending is trending on a very lovely note, so you stick around and enjoy all of that from Mercy Erabo. But for me, Michael Gobadia, God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.